So last night was not a very good night in the NBA. First of all, the Philadelphia 76ers lost to the Denver Nuggets. Now, was I anticipating this loss? Yes, I was. The Denver Nuggets before this game were 50-24, the 76ers 49-25. And while the 76ers used to be popping off, they're now collapsing. They went from being 0.5 games ahead of the Boston Celtics, and now they're 3.0 games behind the Boston Celtics. Celtics are thriving, Cavaliers are thriving, Bucks are thriving, and yet the 76ers are collapsing because they literally cannot function without James Harden on their team. They're losing to bad teams. They're only 1.5 games ahead of Cleveland now. Like, do I have to stress about this now? I think so. I was worried if they would be number 2 or 3. Now it's coming down to, will they be 3 or 4? And 3 is a lot better of a seed than 4 in the NBA, I'll tell you that much. I will tell you that much. There's a good chance that, they could actually lose if they're demoted to the number 4 seed. In a way, it's almost been like number 5 is better than number 4 in the Eastern Conference. So, that's stressful. Oh, and in case you're wondering, why did they lose? Well, they lost because they can't function without James Harden. They decided not to show up until the fourth quarter, and then they fouled the Denver Nuggets player. So, that was pretty much a done deal. I mean, watching these game recaps is getting depressing. Like, it used to bring so much joy when they would make these historic comebacks. They've literally lost 4 out of their last 5 games. Their last 10, at one point it was 9-1, and now it's 6-4. They went from being on an 8-game win streak to on a 3-game losing streak. How long could this possibly last? And how many teams will catch up? There's not that much time for the Philadelphia 76ers to really turn it around. There's only 7 games left in the regular season. When are they going to get their 50th win? They've clinched a playoff spot, so they'll be at least the number 6 seed, but I don't want them at the number 6 seed. It's very hard if you're at the number 6 seed to overcome a number 3 team. I want them to be as high as they can be, which realistically now is the number 3 seed. The Boston Celtics are playing the Washington Wizards, but the Wizards suck, so I'm expecting a Celtics win, unfortunately. Now, if you're not a Philadelphia 76ers fan, but you enjoy teams who haven't made the postseason in a while to finally make the postseason, it's a bit of a sad night for you too. The Sacramento Kings had every opportunity to make the postseason. They had this opportunity for the past 2 nights, but the first night required them to win and 2 other teams to lose, and all 3 of them had to come true. I think only 2 of them came true. Then, if the Timberwolves lost, then the Sacramento Kings could clinch the playoffs, but the Timberwolves won. Now, if they had a situation where instead of all 3 things having to come true, only 1 of them had to come true, they could beat the Timberwolves, the Los Angeles Clippers could lose, or the Phoenix Suns could lose. Somehow, all 3 teams managed to win, which prevented the playoff clinch. Now it's not going to be so easy on the Sacramento Kings. They have to have the Golden State Warriors lose. The Warriors are probably going to win. It's not easy on the Sacramento Kings. They haven't made the postseason in, literally 17 years. The last time they made the postseason was back in 2006. And honestly, these Sacramento people are just waiting. And some people, even people who can drive, have not seen the Kings ever in the postseason. They haven't even gotten a play-in berth. So it would be kind of nice if we saw, finally, the Sacramento Kings making the postseason, and this could just be a curse. I mean, they haven't clinched yet, so they're not guaranteed into the postseason. It's becoming quite worrying if the Sacramento Kings will actually make it. If they do, are they going to get a good slot? Because their luck so far has not been good. And I mean, this is going to be their 4th try, and I have a feeling the Warriors are going to win the game. And it's getting more and more heartbreaking every single day. Now, I'm not a Kings fan, but I do like it when teams who haven't made a postseason in a while make it. The exception is the New York Jets, but I've made fiery comments about them. Also, I don't hate them as much as the Giants because the Giants are actually a somewhat competent team and the Jets aren't. I'm not even concerned about Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's going to the Jets, and even if they are, Aaron Rodgers is not that good. Maybe they'll make the postseason. They ain't getting that far. Aaron Rodgers has only been in one Super Bowl. People might talk about him being such a great quarterback, and while he's great for getting the Packers into the postseason, he's not that good in the postseason. Packers, totally ineffective against the San Francisco 49ers. I realize this is getting tangential, but you get my point. That it's nice to see the Sacramento Kings making the postseason, and that's why it bothers me so much that they haven't clinched it yet. Yeah. It's a bit of a tough story. All right, goodbye.